Okay, welcome back to DragonWorks. Today's topic is the 1982 Suzuki GS1100L. You may remember from the previous videos if you've been following along. If not, you need to start. Very low miles, and the customer was hoping they could maybe just splash some fresh gas in it and head out to the highway. But as luck would have it, these low mile bikes, it seems like, they sit more than they're ridden, so it just causes a lot of trouble. And sure enough, that's where we're at. You may also remember from the previous videos that the carburetors were a mess, top and bottom. Had to put, obviously, carburetor kits in them, soak them. I had a lot of trouble with the choke passages were clogged up. Here's one of the old diaphragms. They were all cracked up. No good. Wouldn't rev up. But even after you rebuild the carburetors and what have you, you may also remember when I started this project, first thing I usually do is a compression test on the motor to see the health of the engine. And this one came up pretty low, which you wouldn't expect from a low mile bike. But like I've said a million times, when they sit for a while, the piston rings get stuck to the pistons and they don't expand out to the cylinders, and you lose a little compression. But another thing that happens is whenever you shut off an engine, especially multiple cylinder engine, some of the valves will be left open because that's where the cam stops. And then you'll start getting air and moisture going right up your exhaust pipe into the motor. And it'll start kind of corroding the valves and getting some buildup on the valves and the pistons and what have you. And until that stuff is removed, it just won't run as efficient as it should. And you'll get hesitation and sputtering. And you've heard the old saying, people say, blow the cobwebs out of it. And the harder you run it, the better it ran. Well, there's truth to that because you're burning all that crap off. And like I said, it'll run more efficient, so it'll run better. So anyway, I got a whole bunch of parts ordered for this. I'll go over that stuff here in a second. And while I'm waiting for the parts, I've been basically breaking the engine back in, slowly bringing it around. Heat cycles, letting it get warmer and warmer, adding some proprietary products into the fuel system and into the oil, getting the engine loosened back up and cleaned and what have you. And it's really coming around. When I first got this bike, it would not even start, let alone run. And so I got rag tied to my clutch here for the safety switch so I can hold my camera phone and hit this button. And that's how you want them to start, right there. The bike is warm because I've been running it earlier. She purrs like a kitten. I'll do a little rev up for you. Let me go around the other side. It might still smoke a little due to the products in there. Not too bad. She's coming around more and more. The more I run it, the better she gets. Got it idled up a little bit right now. 1500. It is definitely getting better. The more I run it and the harder I run it, just like the saying goes, the better she runs. So, yeah, we're slowly bringing that around. I'm still going to do some different. I'm going to be changing oil a bunch of times with some additives in it and get everything unstuck. I think when I first started it, the valves were sticking a little bit. And they obviously had some crap on them. It blew all kinds of stuff out of the exhaust pipes when I first started getting it running. So, and then just a little while ago when I was running it this morning, it was blowing all kinds of like black sooty smoke out. And now you just saw it cleared up pretty good. It was blowing white smoke, but that's part of the additives I put in there. But this time for the camera, it seemed to do very well. It was kind of cleaning up a good bit. So once this thing is back to where, I believe it's broke in or what have you, I will start adjusting the carburetors more. And I'm also going to check on the tensioner. I hear a little chain noise, but that's probably sticking as well. So we'll get that to come around. One thing I'm waiting on is fork seals right now. They've apparently been leaking quite a while. You can see how it stained the forks there in the fender. And then you come down here, the lighting's bad, but you can see they just been saturating the brakes. That's all fork oil there. I pulled this one off to make sure I could get the right brake pads for it. Even though the brake pad had a lot left on it, it's ruined from the oil. Some say, oh, well, you could clean them off or whatever. No, it soaks in there. That material sucks that oil right up, and they'll just start falling apart on you. That's why it's so important to keep these fork seals good in your bikes, because it never fails. It always drips right down on the brake. And then, I mean, I've seen them catch on fire. People talk about how brakes catch on fire. You get that stuff on there and your brake gets hot enough, it will catch on fire and just wreak all kinds of havoc. So anyway, I got those seals coming. I'm going to rebuild them. Got some tires for it. All kinds of parts. I noticed after I cleaned the dust off that the seal on the drive shaft is also leaking, so I got that coming. And some other various stuff here. We're going to do some cosmetics to it. These are the side covers that go to the bike, and you can see the clear coat coming off. But I actually found a place in Canada. This is actually a decal. A lot of people are misled thinking that's pinstripe and this is paint. But actually, this whole thing is a decal that they put on from the manufacturer. So I got brand new decals coming. This cover has a crack in it right there. So he has a replacement cover for it. So I'm going to get these all cleaned off, painted up gloss black. I'll put our new decal on, clear it, and then I'll swap these badges back over. We're just trying to get it to look better. And he brought me, I told you this before, we got two different tanks. You're welcome. This is one that was on the bike. It's not as in good shape as another one that he had here. So we're going to end up probably using this tank. I got to get the key to the lock so I can check the inside of it. Make sure that's good. But yeah, so we're getting it running really well. And then we're going to, after that, and everything's good, running good, stomping good, then we're going to pretty the thing up and make it real nice. But I already know it's going to be running good, so I'm kind of moving forward and got all the stuff coming to make it look better. So yeah, we're going to get it back to life here, revive this beautiful machine. And then I know I've said this before, there's 3 of my customers are neighbors and friends and riding buddies, and they're all taking a trip to the Smoky Mountains this fall, and he wants to take this bike, so I definitely want to have this thing in tip-top shape for him. And you know, that's kind of the goal here. I've talked about it also. I've got his buddy's KZ900 in here, 76 KZ900, that I'm also waiting on parts for, and we're working on that one, getting it ready. So anyway, you guys got any questions, comments, need some work done, like, subscribe, share, whatever, hit me up. Thanks for watching. Peace out.